From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, New Zealand First and National are still working on a deal as coalition talks look to enter yet another week of negotiations. Political editor Jason Walls has more.
It's been more than a month since the election and a little over 2 weeks since the special votes were returned, and yet still no government. Key players from within all three parties say a deal is close, but so far no one's been able to confirm a time frame. It's understood that most of today's talks will be between New Zealand First and National, as progress with ACT is further along. But most of the talks will be done over the phone, as Nationals opted not to return to the Cordis Hotel for face-to-face meetings.
The South Island's Lindis Pass is blocked following a serious two-vehicle crash. It happened at 8:30 this morning, around 15 kilometres from the summit. It's expected the road will be closed for some time. And a person has died in a crash in the Waikato this morning. It happened on Waiti Road in the Matamata Piako district just before 2 a.m. Elon Musk's latest Starship test has gone up in smoke, but made it further than the last attempt. The rocket reached space before exploding over the Atlantic Ocean. But tech expert Jiro Sen has told Sky it's actually good news, not bad.
Anyone who thinks this is a bit of a failure because of the explosions has no idea what they're talking about.
SpaceX wants to send people to the moon later this decade. Taylor Swift says she is devastated after a young fan died during scorching conditions at her concert in Brazil. Firefighters have been spraying fans with water after a 23-year-old went into cardiac arrest. Crowds were heard chanting water during an intense heat wave after the stadium reportedly banned people from bringing in bottles. The singer threw water to those who needed it, getting her security to help.
The Brazilian guy's like, oh, you can't throw water, you can't throw water. And then he said, I will pass the water. So he started passing water to me.
That's news. In sport, Australia are mentally steeling themselves for the cauldron of 130,000 Indian supporters in tonight's Cricket World Cup final. The Aussies have reached the big dance against the odds after losing their opening 2 group games. India, meanwhile, have a perfect 10 from 10 record in their home tournament. Australia captain Pat Cummins said they have to embrace the hostile environment.
In sport, there's nothing more satisfying than hearing a big crowd go silent, and that's the aim for us. Yeah, you've just got to embrace every part of a final. You just can't get overwhelmed. You've got to be up for it. You've got to love it, but you just want to finish the day with no regrets.
World number 1 Novak Djokovic has crushed Carlos Alcaraz in straight sets in the second semi-final at the ATP Tennis Finals. Djokovic will face Italian Jannik Sinner in the final. That's sport. I'm Sandy Hodge.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.